Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Carmi and Zach are here today with Chapter 8, Junie B. Jones' Toothless Wonder. And Chapter 8 is called Smiling. Zach, have you lost many teeth?
Yes.
How many teeth have you lost?
6.
A lot of teeth. All right. Well, here comes Noah. He wants to listen too. Chapter 8 is called Smiling. When we finally got to school, I started to feel shaky inside because I didn't want to get laughed at, remember? Plus, I was still concerned about the fruit throwing. I closed my mouth real tight and I walked back to my desk. Lenny smiled and waved to me. I waved back and then very slowly, I did a shy smile. That's when Lenny jumped up from his seat and he did a loud whoop. Cool, he said. You look cool, Junie B. Jose heard Lenny and came to see. Then he grinned and grinned at my brand new smile, and he gave me a happy high five. So look, they all like her new smile. And that is not even the best part, because Mr. Scary saw what was going on, and he came all the way to my desk to see my tooth, and he gave me a smiley face sticker. After that, he clapped his hands together and he made an announcement to room 1. He told them that I lost my tooth and he asked me to stand up and show my special new smile. I swallowed real nervous. Then I stood up kind of jittery and I opened my lips a teensy bit so the children could see my tooth hole. And you know what? Room 1 was happy for me. All of them smiled real nice, except not May, of course. May just rolled her eyeballs. May's not nice, is she? Mm-hmm. I think you look weird, Junie Jones, she said. I think your smile looks silly. I sat down. No, May, this is a silly smile, I said. Then I put my fingers on the sides of my mouth and I stretched my smile across my face and I wiggled my tongue at her real fast. Let's do that. Can you do it too? Lenny and Jose laughed and laughed. And guess what? At lunchtime, I made my smile even funnier because Lenny gave me a raisin and I put it right in my tooth hole and it stuck there. Very hilarious. Shirley laughed her head off at that joke. I'm beginning to enjoy that girl. So, how much did the tooth fairy leave you? She asked. Did you get a bundle? Yeah, said Lenny. I was wondering that too. Yeah. I started feeling kind of squirmy again. I looked at her, kind of worried. He tried to explain the matter to them. Well, Junie B didn't exactly leave her tooth for the tooth fairy yet, he said. All the children looked at me. Why, they said. Why didn't you leave it, Junie B? I squirmed a little bit more. Then finally, I took a deep breath. I've got issues with that fairy. That's why, I said kind of quiet. Issues, said Lenny. Like what kind of issues? I swallowed real hard. Issues like, well, you know, like what does she do with the teeth, for instance, I said. For a minute, nobody said anything. Then May made the cuckoo sign at me. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. Do you want to do the cuckoo sign? Cuckoo, cuckoo. It's not very nice. What does the fairy do with the teeth? She said. What kind of dumb issue is that? I flashed angry eyes at that girl. There she is, flashing angry eyes. Here. Hold on. Well, if it's so dumb, then you must know the answer, right, May? I said. And so what does the fairy do with the teeth, huh? She doesn't pay money to them or just to throw them away, does she? Yeah. After that, I waited and waited for her to answer. The other children waited too. No. But May didn't say anything. Well, I said. Well, said Shirley. Well, said Jose. Finally, May's face turned red and she went to get a drink of water. You like the book? After that, the whole lunch table started talking about the fairy. Only no one knew what she did with the teeth. We wondered and we wondered. Then all of a sudden, Lucille stood up. She fluffed her fluffy dress, and guess what? Well, guess what? I don't really care what the tooth fairy does with the teeth. All I care about is how much money she leaves. She looked at room 1. You're nothing without money, people. Remember that, she said. I tapped my fingers on the table, kind of annoyed. Yeah, only that doesn't even answer my question, Lucille, because I still don't know what she does with the teeth. Lucille put her hands on her hips. Well, maybe she just collects them, she said. Did you ever think of that, huh? Collecting stuff is a hobby, you know. My rich nanny collects all kinds of tons of junk, and she pays good money for it, too. I tapped my fingers some more. Then I put my chin in my hands, and then I thought about Lucille's Nana. Finally, I started to smile a little bit. Finally, I started to smile a little bit because maybe Lucille's idea might make some sense, possibly. Pretty soon, Herb smiled a little bit too. A tooth collection, huh? He said. Maybe that's the answer, Junie B. Maybe that must just be it. The fairy must collect teeth as a hobby or something. Sure, said Lenny. There's nothing wrong with collecting stuff. Like, I collect baseball cards, but I don't really do anything with them. See, and I collect Matchbox cars, said Jose. And what's wrong with that? Just then, Sheldon springing up from the table. Yes, and I collect vacuum cleaner bags, and the doctor says that's perfectly normal. After that, Sheldon laughed, and he pretended to vacuum his pants. All of us moved away from him. Then the bell rang, and everybody went outside for recess. That afternoon, I wrote in my journal, Dear first grade journal, me and Herb talked more on the playground. We decided that the Tooth Fairy has a tooth collection, probably, and that is not even weird, possibly. Also, I promised Herb I would put my tooth under my pillow tonight. I hope we are right about this woman. From Junie B., first grader. P.S. I wish me all the best. And that's the end of the chapter. And tomorrow we'll read chapter 9, Miracles. I hope she gets something. Do you think she's going to get money from the Tooth Fairy?
Mm-hmm.
How much money do you usually get from the Tooth Fairy?
About like $5.
I think usually you get $3.
Uh-huh. The first one was free. I think the highest was $5.
All right. Bye, boys and girls.